Hey there gamers, it's Brandon here from Brandon's Game Reviews. I'm finally back to doing my reviews. I'm sorry it's been, I don't know how many months since my last review. I mean, I was getting into it, but then I realized, I don't know, they weren't going too great, so I decided to just kind of stop. But I'm back, and I got much better video editing software, so my videos are going to be really professional, and they're all going to be video, no more picture, so I hope you look forward to that. And today we are going to be reviewing the amazingly scary and horrifying, but also amazing Silent Hill 3 for the PS2. Sit back, relax, and please enjoy the review. Alright, story. Silent Hill 3 has your classic Silent Hill type story. A normal person, Heather Mason, happens to stumble upon a nightmare that's worse than anything she could imagine, and eventually finds out she has some connection to the town of Silent Hill and has to stop an evil madness from going too far. It works extremely well in this game, as it should. I mean, it's Silent Hill. And it's really moody and a joy to go through and find out all the deep, dark secrets of not only the town, but Heather Mason as well. The dark storytelling is really interesting to go through, and sometimes you might find yourself overwhelmed and you have to pause for a second. It really is a unique experience of a story. I give this section a beautiful 10 out of 10. It's that good. Gameplay in Silent Hill 3 is not much different from the past two games. You basically move Heather around in a fixed third-person view, searching for items, examining things, killing horrific monsters, and solving complicated puzzles. The game only has two modes, New Game and Extra New Game. I'm about to go on for a while here, so just kick back. The new game option is basic. You can customize your preferred difficulty settings for action and riddle. Action being how tough it is to kill monsters, how easily you die or get hurt, and riddle being solving puzzles. Action comes in easy, normal, hard, beginner, and extreme. Easy is what you'd expect it to be. Enemies aren't too hard to kill, good amount of pickups strewn about. You also can't fall off ledges and bottomless pits, no matter how hard you try. Plus, Heather doesn't get tired from running as fast. Normal's just a bit harder. There are about 10% more enemies in normal than easy. Most monsters take an average amount of hits to be downed, less pickups than easy, you know. Heather can fall off ledges if you run into one, but you have to keep pressing the analog stick forward for her to actually fall, otherwise she'll just stop herself from falling. Alright, hard is hard. Yeah, a lot less pickups and health items, lots more enemies. Some enemies even start to run and charge at you, which can be pretty damn frightening. And even some rooms themselves actually drain your health as you stay in them, which can really mess you up if you don't get a move on. Do not tackle hard mode on a first try, or you will bomb. Beginner is ridiculously easy. Most enemies only take 1 or 2 shots to kill. You need training if you have to take beginner mode. Believe me. The infamous extreme modes are ones I have yet to attempt. You get them after beating hard action mode. They become considerably harder, I bet. There are 10 extreme modes. 10! Going from Extreme 1 to Extreme X, which is 10. I assume that once you get past Extreme 3, difficulty will become seriously overwhelming, and I heard Heather just becomes a complete klutz and runs into walls very easily, gets tired super fast from running. Mega kudos to those who can beat any extreme mode at all, and ultra mega kudos to the ones who make it to Extreme X. I praise thee. Extra New Game is a mode where you start the game off automatically by pretty much skipping the first section of the game, and you can collect extras and secret weapons and wear new outfits you unlock. There are tons of outfits to unlock, and you have to type in codes to get them. This seriously adds to a lot of replay value. You can only get this mode after beating the game once. Gameplay in this game is super fun, and you really get sucked in. Heather has such a fun personality, and I love reading her thoughts on certain things. Sorry for rambling so much. This game is just so packed full of stuff. I give this long section a 9.5 out of 10. Oh yeah. Graphics. My favorite section to critique. Well, how do I begin? This game's graphics are freaking amazing. This game came out in 2003 and its graphics can far surpass graphics that we have in some games nowadays, 7 years later. That says something. They are so detailed and horrific and really bring the horrors of the world of Silent Hill to life. The foggy, lifeless dimension is really moody and desaturated, adding a very abandoned and mysterious vibe. Monsters are just creepy as hell, so disturbing and sometimes scare the living shit out of me. And they move so well and smoothly, I mean, God, they're creepy. In rolls the other world, a disturbing, nightmarish counterpart of the regular world, and my God, do the graphics shine there. Tons of bloody walls and monsters, metal grating and rust. Some walls will squirm before your very eyes with blood or veins or some kind of weird crap. The twisted, disturbing, and amazing detail in the other world brings a seriously unique feeling of unsettling distortion. Character models are amazing, truly amazing. Characters look very real and detailed and full of life, but their animation feels a little awkward or stilted sometimes though, and lip syncing in the game for the voice acting usually fails. There are also very few but still very blurry and low resolution textures, but otherwise this game is a serious visual feast. I give this section a 9.6 out of 10. Okay, controls. Your classic Silent Hill type controls. They feel a little awkward at first, but you get used to them. Sometimes they don't respond too quickly, but still, the controls eventually feel really comfortable and it doesn't take too long to get used to them. Sometimes the camera will, and I mean will, go out of whack, and the character will spin out of freaking control trying to follow the direction of the camera, so prepare for minor frustration there. I give this section an 8 out of 10. The sound. It's near perfect. The music in this game was composed by the superbly brilliant Akira Yamaoka. My God, he's a musical genius. His music really brought this game to life. Sometimes the music can be very moody and seriously set great atmosphere, but then it will get really tense and you start to feel very flustered and claustrophobic in a very exhilarating way. Then the music blares up and blasts and a monster is in your path. The music is very amazing and well put in this game, and sometimes it can really relax you, but most of the time it will really wig you out and sometimes scare you to death. You'll have to pause the game and take a breather. The sound effects are really good, and the effects in the menu traversal feel so classic and old school, and I absolutely adore it. Sometimes the sounds Heather's shoes make when you take a step really start to ring in my ears, but it's not that bad. You get over it. I give this section 9.8 out of 10. Alright, overall, this game is really fun. I mean, there's tons to do. There's a lot of exploring. I mean, the game sometimes feels very linear, but you can do a lot of things in your own personal order. I mean, there are a lot of places where you have to find something to get into this room, find a key to get into that room, you know, find a code to get through that door, but you don't have to find everything in a specific order. So, and then you could set the difficulty settings 2 different ways in your own personal preference. I mean, you can make hard action, easy riddle, or vice versa. It's really good. Controlling Heather is fun. She herself has a great character, and I actually really care for her. You know, graphics are as amazing as they get for that time, and really good looking, and bring the horrors of that game to life. This game will scare the crap out of you sometimes, so be prepared for that. Sound effects are great. Music is perfect. Voice acting is good, but Douglas, he, in my eyes, was a terrible voice actor. I mean, at one point, he was like, "What do you think we should do?" And trust me, I'm not exaggerating. That's exactly what it sounded like. What should we do? But it's good. You know, it's not horrible. It's not an ear sore, so it's believable. Better than the first 2 Silent Hill games, I'll tell you that. Controls are a little, but you get used to them. Freaking camera. Sometimes the camera will drive you absolutely insane, but that's rare. Yeah, so great graphics, great music, okay voice acting, not so bad controls, very fun gameplay, you know, lovable characters, freaky as hell monsters, and just an all-around great experience, very unique. You will not find a type of such psychologically unsettling horror as in you do in Silent Hill 3. It is such a deep, momentous, crazy, dark game, and you just get so sucked in. It's amazing. You gotta get this game, alright? Go get it for your PS2. Alright, now here I'm gonna talk a little bit about the PC. The PC version, it's just, believe me, it's just an exact port. Nothing is different at all except for controls and graphics a little. I personally prefer the PC version a bit more because the graphics are actually better than the PS2 version. They came out, PS2 and PC version both came out the same year. And as crazy as it sounds, the graphics in the PC version managed to actually get noticeably better than the PS2. I don't know, they're just crisper, sharper, they look more clear and less blurry, and it's just amazing, you know? And then the controls though, I hate terribly compared to the PS2. Thank God I actually already had a gamepad stored in the drawer, so I very much so recommend playing with the gamepad. So yeah, personally I prefer the PC version because better graphics, and you can play with a gamepad, so you know, it's just like playing on the PS2, just smaller screen and better graphics. So really great game, really worth any cost it is. I mean,